What's happening, Realm Royale Reforged community? It is your guy, SMARMYTANK. Some really interesting stuff is going on. Yeah, some interesting stuff's going on, and as I normally like to do, I like to kind of use some deductive reasoning, using some stuff that we've kind of got factually out there and about to kind of share with you what I think might be the roadmap for potential future stuff that happens with this game or doesn't happen with this game. Some really interesting things happened a few weeks ago. There was the World Championships, the Smite World Championships. I believe it was 11. I wasn't privy to some of the stuff that went on beforehand, but apparently there was some teasers and some stuff sent out on social media, like to the effect of like, hey, Smite 2, what if, and people were like, commenting on it and what have you. And then lo and behold, during Smite World Championships this year, they announced that they're going to be releasing Smite 2 on Unreal Engine 5. So let me explain to you what that means, okay? Because it might just seem like a throwaway comment. Oh, they're going to make Smite 2. Okay, cool, whatever. What does that really, who cares, right? Like, I'm not a Smite guy, right? Well, it does matter, and I'll tell you why. Because Smite was built on Unreal Engine 3. Paladins currently is built on Unreal Engine 3. And RealmRoyale Reforged is currently built on Unreal Engine 3. So they're taking their game that is really their moneymaker, their baby, the one that's done the best over the last 10, 11 years. And they're going to build a brand new game based off of that game, call it Smite 2, and put it on Unreal Engine 5. So that's no big deal. Like, okay, especially if you're not somebody that plays Smite, like, why would you even care? Not to say that I don't care. I always, am paying attention to what's going on at high-risk studios because, sometimes the life of those games determine the life of, the other games that I play or that I like. And it was maybe a few days, maybe even a week after that announcement that on social media, Stuart Chisholm, the CEO, president of High Risk Studios, sent out a tweet that said, no promises, but if we did do Paladins 2, like, what would you guys like to see? And so I saw that tweet and I was like, that's kind of interesting. Why would you tweet that? Like, unless there's some sort of, reality to doing Paladins 2. Like, why would you even want to give us any kind of inclination of any kind of hope whatsoever for those playing Paladins that there might be a Paladins 2? Now, let's just assume for 2 seconds that he's not promising us anything, but that there is some sort of something in the works for Paladins called Paladins 2. I can only guess, and again, this is just some deductive reasoning, that if they're going to do that, they're more than likely going to start from scratch, similar to what they're doing with Smite, and they're going to build Paladins on Unreal Engine 5, which is amazing, right? That's an amazing thing, especially for somebody who plays Paladins. But, before I made this video, I was like, I'm not going to get too excited. I got an idea here. I want to do this video about, wow, could there be a Realm Royale 2? Holy crap. So I went and I watched a bunch of the Paladins partners and content creators videos all over YouTube about Paladins 2, possibilities of Paladins 2, and I learned some amazing things. One of the guys that I know is a partner of all three of these games, Realm, Smite, and Paladins, did a video and talked about that and said in no certain terms that he was aware of the fact that there was 100% going to be a Paladins 2 at one point in time and that it got canceled. So then I was like, wait, what? Really? I never heard that. Now, again, I don't follow Paladins, so that doesn't, shouldn't shock you that I didn't hear about that or don't know that. But the reality is, why is all of this potentially relevant or important to the title of my video, which is Realm Royale 2 ? Well, if you don't know the story, Smite kind of gave birth to Paladins, and then Paladins eventually gave birth to Realm Royale, which eventually turned into Realm Royale Reforged, which is the game that we all love and play today. That game has been under scrutiny, has been under duress, has been under a microscope of a very small community for over 5 years now that just hungers for the next bit of information, the next bit of news, next bit of news regarding that game. And for those of us that play it regularly, I know I do. I'm a partnered streamer with Realm Royale. What I'm about to tell you is not anything based on what someone who works at High Res Studios or is part of the partner program has told me or said to me. It is all just my deductive reasoning based on the information that's publicly available to everyone. So here goes. If you do not know, Thor is the head dev for RealmRoyale Reforged. He, along with a gentleman who we refer to as Feisty, were pretty much the two guys that worked on that game for the last year and a half, and built a brand new map and gave us the game that we have today. There was a patch 6 back in the beginning of August of 2023. Since then, we haven't heard much from Thor or the dev team. I personally have reached out to a few of the people here and there, that are part of like the crew, asking the usual questions, just like the rest of you guys, saying, hey, what's up? We getting a patch? Hey, what's going on? And at the end of the day, I did what I always do. I just hung around and kind of paid attention to different places and different things to see if people might have showed up there to say anything. And sure enough, you guys love to. When I say you guys, I'm one of them. We love to ask people on Twitter questions, especially when they're not relevant to the tweet that they're commenting on. So, for example, someone will talk about a game. Thor will comment on the game, and then someone will go, Thor, man, what about RealmRoyale, bro? Well, luckily for us, occasionally he feels obligated or whatever to tell us, what he's doing. And so the one or two times that I can remember seeing a tweet response to that question, this was the answer roughly, not to quote, but I mean pretty specifically. He said almost identically the few times I saw him tweet it. I'm working on Unreal Engine 5. I do have something coming up for RealmRoyale and Paladins. He said that on a couple of different responses to some tweets asking him what's up with RealmRoyale. Now let's stop there and just unpack that. Again, let's try to not get crazy here. Let's just look at that for face value. We know, most of us in the community know, that he's the man who's the head developer of RealmRoyale Reforged. All of us know that Unreal Engine 5 has nothing to do with RealmRoyale. At this point, it has nothing to do with Paladins. And now we're learning that it has something to do with what they're working on for Smite 2. So when the man who doesn't work on Smite tells us he's working on Unreal Engine 5, we can draw two conclusions, right? Number one, he's working on Smite and Unreal Engine 5, learning that development tool, learning that program. Number two, we could maybe feel like, since he mentioned Paladins along with Unreal Engine 5, that perhaps they are working on Paladins 2. Maybe that is secretly in the works, and he's working on Unreal Engine 5 and creating Paladins 2. Now, why would I even say the second part of that? Like, Smarmy, that's so irresponsible of you. Well, there was a tweet just a day or so ago where he talked about getting to work with some voice actors and getting to work on some content for Paladins game. Now, again, it sounds like he's obviously doing something having to do with Paladins game. That could be a million things. He's a voice actor himself. He's done some of the voices in the game RealmRoyale. Perhaps he's got some experience, so they're having him work with some of those people, and it's just nothing more than him working with a couple of voice actors on the current Paladins game. But you take that, you put that together with Stu's tweet saying no promises. You put that together with them a week before that saying we're making Smite 2 on Unreal Engine 5, and I'm sorry, but your brain, if you're a Realm person in this community, starts to maybe wonder, holy shit, could this mean that secretly this man's working on and building RealmRoyale 2? Let me just stop right there and tell you that the answer is probably no. I don't think that's the case, at least today. But if they make Paladins 2, if they put it on Unreal Engine 5, and they basically are going to have to make that game from scratch, so it's going to be the same concept game-wise. It's going to have some of the same maybe classes and characters game-wise, but it will literally be a different game called Paladins 2 that is based off of Paladins 1. So I want to make this clear. Unlike RealmRoyale Reforged, where we got pretty much the same game with all the exact same assets on the exact same engine, so it looks very much like the same game we've always played, just some things different, some weapons different, some classes different. Paladins, as well as Smite 2, will not look and feel and play exactly the same as their predecessors if they end up on Unreal Engine 5. They will literally be brand new games based off of the lore, the story behind Smite, the story behind Paladins. So, if there is a RealmRoyale 2, if it will be a brand new game based off of Realm Royale Reforged, meaning we'll probably have some of those classes, we'll have some of those weapons, we'll have some of those mounts that will look similar, we'll have some of the classes and the skins looking similar. However, if in some miracle of the world we got Realm Royale 2, I want you to just go over and download if you haven't already done so, or if you don't, if you already have got Fortnite, just go and look at Fortnite, the entire game. Look at the Unreal Studio or Creator, whatever the hell they're calling it, where people are making their own video games. Just so you know, they're building those video games on top of Unreal Engine 5. The Lego game, the Rocket League game, the Guitar Hero game, and Fortnite itself are built on Unreal Engine 5. There is endless capabilities for what you can have and make your game do. Create, class, weapon, the list goes on and on and on and on and on. Now, if they felt like Realm Royale could sustain an audience and make some money, which would be from selling skins and battle passes, then they might go balls out on it. There's been a small, passionate community around this game for quite some time. I know the last I looked, it was 45 to 50,000 people are hopping on and logging in to play this game on a weekly basis. That is nothing compared to the millions that are logging on to play a game like Fortnite or even Lego or any of the other games out there. But there's just something about this battle royale. I don't know what it is. I don't know why it happens this way. There is some unique pieces that go to this game that are in no other battle royale. And it's not just the fact that you turn into a chicken after you get downed. There are some really cool things that no one else has been able to do. And trust me, some others have tried to do the class-based battle royale and have failed miserably. Spellbreak, just to name one. I can't remember the name of that other game, but everyone loved that game. It had the announcer. Someone will tell me in chat when I post this. But the point is that this game has lasted over 5 years and had a community of at least anywhere from 50 to 100,000 people maybe logging in on a week. 50 to 75,000 probably is more realistic, because there's something special about this game. It's just right now we're on an engine that's not allowing us to get it cleaned up. It's not allowing us to expand the game much. There's not a lot of development and design that's allowed to really go into the game anymore because it's on an engine that's literally 15 or so years old. So let me wrap this all up into a nice little package and tell you what I think is going to happen. I think that Smite 2, if it's a massive success and it blows away the expectations that the team gives it from all standpoints, which there's no reason to believe it won't, I think that will only encourage them further to potentially see what could come of Paladins. Now, this is just my opinion. I don't know anything, okay? I don't work at High Res Studios. Let me make that clear. I don't talk to anyone that works there. I don't know anybody that works there other than the people that are on the team that manages the partner program. I think the only way we ever get to Realm Royale 2 is if they make a Paladins 2, because then they can do exactly what they did last time with Paladins, which is make Paladins Battlegrounds. In fact, I'll go one further for you. I would almost prefer that if they make Paladins 2 and build it on Unreal Engine 5, that at some point they make a game called Paladins Battlegrounds 2. I would prefer they don't even use the name Realm Royale, because there's going to be so much negativity that goes along with that name that even the number 2 next to it, even the word Unreal Engine 5 next to it, may not get back the accolades and the eyes that they had on this game at one point in time when we all thought it was going to go crazy. Because I think that if some people start to come back to this game thinking it might be something completely different, and then they get here and realize, hey, this looks like Realm Royale used to, instead of us saying, well, yeah, this used to be called Paladins Battlegrounds, now we can say, well, yeah, this used to be called Realm Royale, but this is Paladins Battlegrounds 2. This is based off of Paladins directly, and there's all the classes, and we're going to, hopefully all those classes will be playable, special weapons, you name it. I might be crazy in saying this, but that's it. If we want Paladins 2 to succeed, then we have to support Smite 2. So if you're watching this video and you've never really looked into Smite, or you have played Smite and you've gone away from it, go back to play Smite. Go sign up for the testing. I know that there's some pretty public places you can click on. I'll try and find the link and put it down below. You can go and test alpha or test, Smite 2 and give your feedback. Because I'm imagining that if that game goes well, like I said, it'll be easy for them to take some of those assets and create Paladins 2. And if Paladins 2 has any kind of legs whatsoever and does okay, I'm imagining it wouldn't take much for them to go ahead and just throw a brand new from scratch, because that's what it would have to be, by the way, Realm Royale 2, or in my hopes, Paladins Battlegrounds 2. So anyway, that's it. I'm putting together, a lot of comments on Twitters and, Twitch streams and, messages that I'm seeing. But I'll leave you guys with this one last thing, okay? Throughout the last couple of years, as I have tried to come out to this community and just be the biggest cheerleader possible and just be the biggest advocate for this game and just realm, and tell you how much I love it and tell you how much I believe in it, what mainly happens to me most of the time is that I have this huge part of the community that's like, Smarmy, we love you. You're the greatest. Thanks for all the information, bro. We appreciate it. And then there's that small group of people that always come to me directly in DMs, sometimes right here in the comments, sometimes on Twitter, and they tell me that you are absolutely crazy. You're insane. There's no way, bro. No way. Here's what's crazy. For the last roughly week to 10 days, I have been live on Twitch. By the way, I go live on Twitch now a couple days a week. Check the link below for everything. I still post videos, by the way, on TikTok and YouTube. Go check that out. We'd love for you to follow and subscribe over there. But I'll leave you with this. In my ranting about the exact thing I've laid out for all of you guys here in this video, I have not had one person send me a DM going, dude, you're fucking crazy. There's just no way, dude. And when I say no one, I mean no one. I have asked a few questions of some people and bounced a few things off of them. And in most cases, they didn't say, well, you're crazy. They didn't say, well, maybe. They didn't say, well, hopefully. They just said, wow, that would be interesting. That would be interesting. Usually I get, you're fucking crazy. But now we're to, that would be interesting. Would love that, right? So there you go. I mean, putting all that together is one thing, but not hearing people hate on the idea of it tells me that more than anything else, and I've learned this being in social media and attempting to be somewhat of an influencer for the last 5, almost 6 years now, that when nobody's talking, that's when shit's actually happening. And if you're anything like me and you've been in this Realm Royale community for a while, that's usually the way it goes. Usually when something starts to happen, none of us know about, an update or a patch or whatever you want to call it. I haven't heard anything in a while, so I assume we're going to get something. I'm not saying we're going to get Realm Royale 2, by the way. I think hopefully we're going to get like patch 7, get console fixed. But in the meantime, I'm going to keep playing that game. Our game, Realm Royale Reforged. I'm going to keep being a partner as long as they'll let me be a partner. I didn't consult with anybody before I made this video. I did ask one person, hey, is it okay? What do you think? Should I make this video? And got no response, really. So nobody wanted to stop me from saying this crazy stuff. No one told me that it is crazy stuff. So guys, I'm here to tell you, I believe deeply in my soul, like I did when I told you 2 years ago that Realm Royale would come back and become prominent again, that they would update the game, and you told me I was crazy, and I was totally 100% right. I hope that I am 100% right about Realm Royale 2 on Unreal Engine 5. I don't know when that would happen, probably years from now, but wouldn't it be cool if we got the game we love so much on an engine that would let us do literally whatever we want to do with the game, anything we want? Oh man, what a dream. Anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. Please like and subscribe if you dig the video. Love to hear your comments below on what you think's going on, even if you think I'm crazy. And once again, don't forget, I'm streaming live on Twitch now, no longer really TikTok. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Sunday nights usually are my time. So I hope to see you guys out there. Thanks so much for coming by. Realm Royale 2. Please do it. Do it. Love you guys. Later.